Hey guys, just another little video here about empowerment, and I think you're really going to like this. I think you're going to find it tremendously helpful to understand why I say certain things and how you can get more power in your auditioning. So I just had my audition and I was doing a little debriefing session that I talk about in my Be Briefed course. You can learn more about it if you're interested. Send me an email at david@hackhollywood.com. But what I'm always trying to create is power. Not like in a crazy way, but power meaning control, confidence, doing what I feel, revealing more and more of myself and not trying to be what I think someone wants me to be, because that's crucial. Acting is really all about revealing yourself, and so it's a fine line between doing what you want to do and doing what they want you to do or need you to do, and also trying to guess what it is they want you to do and deciding if you're going to give it to them or not. So one of the things I noticed when I did my audition, trying to find a little better lighting here, that might be better. One of the things I noticed is that they asked me to, okay, so I walked in the room and they didn't ask me if I had any questions, which is somewhat unusual. They usually ask, do you have any questions? They didn't ask me that. So even though I kind of had a question, I didn't ask it because I was in that whole, okay, what do you need me to do, right? To get the audition right, or for them to capture what they need to capture. But what I should have realized is that it's still okay to ask a question even if they don't ask you to. Everything's okay. This is where you have to understand, what do you do that you want to do and what do you do that they need you to do? So I was thinking, okay, look, I can still ask a question. And then I thought, well, you know, how do you balance this whole power thing? Like if they say, okay, slate to the camera, you probably don't want to refuse to slate because they need the slate for the purposes of knowing, you know, what your name is before the audition, and you state your height so they know how you're going to compare to the other actors, etc. So you want to slate, but if you have a question, you should also still ask the question. So really what you should do is if you don't hear them instantly offer you, you know, do you have any questions? And then they start to say, can you slate please? Say, yeah, absolutely. I just have one question before we start. And I can guarantee you they're going to go, oh, okay, what is it? And you ask the question, because I was going to ask a question about, it said this person was surly and kind of angry, I guess, is the type of person he is. And I didn't know, I couldn't see any evidence why he would be that way, at least in the first scene. And so I didn't know if they needed that for any particular reason. And so I was going to ask about that, but I didn't because they didn't ask me a question. So that is a perfect example of where I should have used my power, which would have been awesome because I would have got the information I needed, and I also would have had a little bit of a conversation which builds the relationship with the people in the room. And that's really what you want to do, because building a relationship, they get to know you better as you are as a person, etc., and not just what you're doing as an actor. So anyway, that's what I should have done. Then at the end, let me say another way I exerted my power was that I was remarking to myself at the end of the scene how the woman who was reading with me had a really nice voice. And so I said, okay, thanks guys, you know, blah, blah, blah. I was about to leave, and then I just blurted out, nice voice. Now, it wasn't the smoothest thing in the world. It could have been a lot smoother, but at least I got it out there. And I think it's always better to try and fail. And I mean, I didn't fail. I didn't, you know, I didn't spit out some curse word at her. I just wasn't as smooth. Like I could have said something more like, can I just say you have a really lovely voice. You know, that might have been a little smoother, as opposed to I kind of Cartmaned it and was like, you have a really nice voice. Or I didn't, you know, I just said nice voice. It wasn't even a complete sentence. So anyway, I did say that, and I thought, and I was pleased with myself, because again, that's empowering. They didn't ask me, do I have any final thoughts or anything? They liked what I had done, it seemed, and I didn't have anything to add. I didn't really want to do it again. So I felt good going out of there. You know, I should have asked that question, and I should have been smoother, but I made the comment. So, and I did what I came to do. I felt like I understood the material and lived through it quite well. And yeah, that's it. And I actually made a choice because I felt I was required to, because in the scene I was not necessarily paying attention to my wife talking, and then she says something and I finally pay attention. So in not paying attention, I had to find something to do that would absorb my attention until it was my turn to speak, which was like, what? Basically. So, you know, I made a choice to be polishing silver because we were in the kitchen. And I'm not a very good sort of one of those improviser guys that does that really good animated, you know, handiwork. Not that great at that stuff, so who knows what it looked like I was doing. Maybe cleaning my pet mouse, I don't know. But anyway, I made that choice because I felt like it needed that. It was required because it didn't specify what was going on in the kitchen. So for lack of something, imagine what would work so that you come to where they need you to come to, okay? You don't need to fabricate anything else, but for something like that where you feel like there's a gap, you must be doing something, choose something that fits, and then try and watch the scene in your mind. Like, okay, he's doing this, then she says this, and then that causes him to go, what is this now? And the conversation continues. You know, if you were plumbing, well, you could be plumbing, but you can't really, it would be awkward to say, I'm gonna be on the ground under the sink doing some plumbing, so film me lying down, right? Like they would go, okay, that's a bit extreme. So that wouldn't be necessary, but that could work too. So you wanna find something that occupies you, that fulfills the need of the scene. And to me, the need of the scene was that I wasn't paying attention to this, you know, kind of one of those typical relationships where you're just minding your own business, doing your own thing in the same room, and she's talking about something that you're not really listening to until all of a sudden you go, what? And so anyway, that's all, and I just want to let you guys know, empowerment of yourself, personal empowerment is where it's at. It's how you get everything in life done. It requires confidence, it requires understanding why they brought you in the first place. They didn't bring you in to be a puppet. They brought you in because you offer something unique and you offer a talent that they don't have, and that's going to bring this character and the scene or the show or the movie or whatever it is to life. Okay, so do what you need to do to make that happen, but stick to the facts. If you have a question, you don't have to wait for permission to do anything. If you want to drop down on the floor and do 20 push-ups, just say, okay, I need 20 seconds. I'm just going to do some push-ups to get pumped up or whatever it is, you know? So don't get crazy with it, but also don't worry about it, because what they really care about is getting the performance out of you so they can stop trying to find the right person. That is the hardest thing for them to do. And so if whatever you need to do gets you there, then do that. Okay guys, if you like this, like it, subscribe to my channel, and if you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section below. We'll talk to you soon.